Today we'll read Ephesians 5:25-29. Husband, love your wife just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. When Paul says, husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church, he unveils a heavenly model of leadership, one rooted in self-denial, intercession, and spiritual covering. To love as Christ loves means to die daily, to lay your ego, pride, and ambitions on the altar for the sake of one of another's wholeness. When a man loves like Christ, he creates an atmosphere where his wife can flourish without fear. And when the wife responds as the church does, the home becomes a visible expression of heaven on earth. The measure of a husband's love is Christ's love for the church. Christ did not love the church because she was perfect. He loved her into perfection. Likewise, a husband's love must mirror Christ's redemptive nature to help his wife rise into her God-given beauty and identity and not to diminish her. If you cannot love a woman into perfection, you are good as not to marry her. Christ gave himself, not just his words, time, or attention, but his very own life. A husband is also called to do same. His word should mirror Christ's word, edifying, cleansing, and life-giving. Where the word is spoken in love, hearts are healed and homes are sanctified. Christ's goal was to present the church radiant and glorious. Likewise, a husband's goal should be to see his wife radiant, secure, and confident in her identity. Love that elevates is love that empowers. It's love that strengthens the unity. Paul brings the revelation full circle. He who loves his wife loves himself. Marriage is not competition but fusion, two becoming one. To harm your spouse is to wound your own spirit soul. To nourish your spouse is to feed your own life. Just as Christ cherishes the church as his body, a husband must nourish and cherish his wife with tenderness, patience, and understanding. Marriage in its truest form is not the merging of bodies alone, but of spirits, purpose, and destinies under the lordship of Christ. And in this sacred union, love becomes the language of healing, submission becomes worship, and unity becomes strength. When a husband loves as Christ loved and a wife responds as the church does, their oneness reveals the beauty of redemption, a love that sanctifies, a grace that restores, and a unity that testifies of God's glory on earth. This is the mystery Paul calls a great mystery. Christ and the church mirrored in husband and wife, heaven touching earth through covenant love. We declare that my marriage is a reflection of Christ and his church, rooted in love, anchored in grace, and governed by the Spirit of God. I love with the love of Christ, sacrificial, patient, and pure. My words, actions, and attitude brings